Hey guys, you're right. Welcome back to Guitar Lessons by E.O.A. So, in today's lesson, we are going to be looking at the Mixolydian scale and its fundamental harmonies. So, if you guys don't know, the formula of the Mixolydian scale is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7. So, it is equivalent to the major scale, except the 7th is lowered. And the chord degree pattern is major, minor, diminished major, minor, minor, major, major. Okie dokie. So I'm going to play the Mixolydian scale, and this will be in the key of G. Now, if you guys don't know, the Mixolydian scale is the 5th mode of a major scale. And also, the Mixolydian scale in the key of G uses the same notes as the C major scale, but it starts and it resolves on a G. For example, this is the C major scale. All right, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And that uses the same notes as the Mixolydian scale in the key of G. Because if we start on the 5th mode, okay, so this is C major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C, D, E, F, G. Okay, G. And then if we continue, G, A, B, C. That uses the same notes as the Mixolydian scale in the key of G. So the starting note in the C major scale is C. And then when we get to G, it uses the same notes in both the C major and the G Mixolydian scale. All right then. So let's now focus on the fundamental harmonies. So the chord degree pattern, as I've already mentioned, is major, minor, diminished major, minor, minor, major, major. Now please note that the last interval is equivalent to the root, the first, but is an octave higher. So every chord degree pattern actually has 7 intervals, right? But the final one is equivalent to the first, but an octave higher. So technically it's major, minor, diminished major, minor, minor, major. Okay? Major, minor, diminished major, minor, minor, major. All right, so let's focus on the fundamental harmonies, and it will be in the key of G, based on the Mixolydian scale. All right, so let me just play it through. Now backwards. Okay, so what I did was I played the fundamental harmonies in the G Mixolydian scale, ascendingly and descendingly. Okay, so what that was G, B, D. Okay, that's the first interval. G, B, D, and that's a major. Remember? Major, minor, diminished major, minor, minor, major, and then finally major again, which is equivalent to the root. G, B, D major, A, C, E minor, B, D, F, that's B diminished, then C, E, G, C major, D, F, A, D minor, E, G, B, E minor, F, A, C, F major, and then back to the root, but an octave higher, G, B, D, and then backwards. Excuse that slight mistake. No one is perfect. All right, so if you guys noticed, I only played it from here. But if we were to play it in full, this is how it would sound like. Okay? So it would be, so let's start from the top. G major, A minor, B diminished, C major, D minor, E minor, F, and then G major, and then we can actually go from G major to back to the A again. So G major, then A minor, and then we can play B diminished, which is within the chord, B diminished, and then C major. So this is, so after we go from here, so after going from G here, we then go to the 9th interval, and then the 10th interval, and then the 11th interval. All right, and I know that this is the 11th interval because the 4th of G is C, and the 4th is equivalent to the 11th. So this is the 11th interval. And then if we want to, we can then go from to but then this is not really it's not really okay, it is part of this scale, but stopping from here sounds more like a resolution. Now remember about what we discussed in the last video about resolution. This sounds more like an ending than, because if we end it from here, it sounds like it should, you know, it should continue. So let's just end it from the 11th interval. All right, so let's play it from the 1st to the 8th interval, ascendingly and descendingly. And then we're going to play it from the 1st to the 11th interval, ascendingly and descendingly. All right? Okay, so let's play it together. Are you guys ready? Okay, let's play it together, but slowly. Ready in 3, 2, 1. from the 1 to the 11th interval. I hope you guys learnt something in today's lesson about the Mixolydian scale and the fundamental harmonies, and how the fundamental harmonies correlates with the Mixolydian scale. Because when you play the fundamental harmonies, you are basically starting with each note from the scale. All right? When you play the first interval, that's the first note of the scale. When you play the second interval, that is the second note of the scale, and as well as going descendingly. It all correlates with the scale. All right? Thank you for watching today's video. My name is Elizabeth, the owner and founder of Guitar Lessons by E.O.A. Stay tuned for more. Yeah.